What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Now today we're actually going to be going through my settings because it has been very highly requested, so I'm going to be showing you guys right now. And I finally got the battle pass, guys, and the reason I got it is because actually I bought Save the World and I got it in a matter of just like one day. It was pretty much just one day, and I really recommend you guys, if you want the battle pass or anything from the item shop, there's some cool items in there right now. I recommend you guys to buy the Save the World because it's honestly really helpful. So yeah, now for those of you who might think I don't know what I'm talking about, I have quite a lot of wins. Now obviously solo I have no wins because I almost like never play solos, but my duos and my squads are very high, but I just don't like playing solos because they're just really boring to me. So just to prove that I kind of know what I'm talking about here, let's go to my settings. So right here we're only going to be focusing on the controller settings because we are on console. This is not PC. So I'm usually a builder, so my settings are higher than most people, and that's okay. For those of you who like to build fast, then 8 is a very good sensitivity. I wouldn't really recommend going to 9 or 10, and please don't use 10. Honestly, people say if you use 10 you're gonna be the fastest builder ever, and that's not true, because if you spin in a circle and start to build a tower, one of the walls will be missing because the 10 sensitivity is actually too fast. The game can't keep up with the building and spinning at the same time. Now I don't know if it does that with 9 sensitivity, but on 10 sensitivity I know it does that. I only have 0.49 ADS sensitivity. Now that's just personal preference. I just don't have it at 0.5. I don't know why, I just like it exactly precise. And my scope is at 0.50, which is right in the middle, so that's fine. Now I put my HUD at 0.9 just because this HUD was pretty big at first, so I wanted to downsize it a little bit. Now I put 0.9 because anything lower than that is kind of small, and it depends on your TV honestly, and I just like to have a little bit more coverage of the screen, so I put it a little bit smaller, but not too small to the point where I can't really see what's on my screen. Now I have like a 24 inch TV, so it's not as big, but it's good enough for me to see what I'm choosing through clearly. So I really recommend you guys to lower that HUD size, because having it at 1 is taking up a lot of that screen space, and you could probably miss somebody that you're looking at because it's being blocked by the weapon. Now obviously you want to have 60 FPS on. Who wouldn't want that? Matchmaking region, that's wherever you live. You just want to choose the matchmaking region with the lowest MS. If you don't know, then just put auto and it'll just do it for you. But I'm on west side, so that's what I do. Sprint cancels reloading. This is really helpful because if you're trying to reload, there's no other way to cancel it unless you like switch weapons or something. Now sprinting will just make it so you stop reloading and you could get right back into the fight, which is, I've honestly been in this situation many times and it's really useful. Now tap to search / interact is very useful too, because if you're opening a chest you don't have to hold down the button, or if you're reviving your teammate especially, you can actually drop items like a med kit or give him too many shields, a shield or some bandages while you're reviving him. It doesn't make you hold the button down the whole time. You could just click it once and then you could go ahead and drop the item. Toggle targeting, I have this off. That just means when you click the aim button it stays aim for you instead of holding down the aim button, but I'd recommend having that off. Now this auto equip better items, I've never really seen this function work, so can't really tell you guys about that, but I just have it on anyways. Vibration, I have it on. It's just, I don't know, I like it better. A lot of pro players like to have it off because they say that it makes your aim better, but honestly I don't see a difference how a vibration could really mess up your aim. This is just personal preference. Aim assist, you definitely want to have this on, because if you don't have aim assist then your aim is just going to be really bad. And you know that when your screen like pulls towards the enemy that you're looking at, that's aim assist right there. The aim assist is helping you move with the target, and if you don't have that on you're going to be missing a lot of shots because it's all on you. And PC doesn't have this because it's easier to aim with the mouse and pinpoint exactly where an enemy's going to be, and with the controller it's just a lot difficult to do that because you can't really just place your cursor wherever. You have to use the stick, so it's much harder on console, and that's why aim assist is very useful. Reset building choice is very important, because if the last thing you built was a stair, then the next time you click circle or whatever button it is for you to go into build mode, then it's going to go back to the stair, and that could mess you up a lot. Or even say if it was a floor, your last piece was a floor and it starts to build floors, then you're kind of screwed. So make sure you have this on. That way it resets back to a wall every single time. Now these two are some new settings right here called turbo building and auto material change. You want to have these on because they're really useful. And turbo building, you actually can just hold down the button instead when you're spinning and like creating the tower. You could just hold down the button and you don't have to keep spamming the placement button. And it gets annoying to place or spam the placement button, so it's a lot more useful to just hold down the button. Now auto material change, this is extremely useful because I can't tell you how many times now you could see my old videos that I actually run out of materials a lot and I have struggles changing, and this is just going to completely change that up. It's going to create really useful strategies here. It just changes it for you. So example, if you run out of wood, it'll automatically switch to brick, or if you run out of brick and wood, it'll automatically switch to metal. That way when you're in the middle of a gunfight, you don't have to switch it manually, it'll switch it for you. Show spectator count, this is just preference. Controller auto run, I have this off because I can't tell you guys how much times this is accidentally turned on and then I end up like falling off my base or something, or I mess up while I'm trying to be in a gunfight. It'll sometimes like turn on automatically and it just messes me up. Now it's really useful because when you're gliding, you can actually like double click the left stick and it'll auto glide, and I really like that feature, but I just can't have it on because it keeps messing me up. Streamer mode, now obviously this is only for like really big streamers that actually get stream snipes, so that doesn't matter unless you're a big streamer obviously. Now I'm not sure what it does, but I'm guessing it should be useful. Okay guys, so I try to go to my brightness settings, but for some reason my Elgato doesn't let me go to the brightness page. So here we go, like see, right now, if you guys don't know, I'm going to the brightness tab, and for some reason it's not showing on the Elgato, so I'm not sure what's going on there. I guess it just doesn't want me displaying that for some reason, but my brightness is 0.75, and it just depends on your TV. You just want to be able to see enemies at night, you don't want to have it too dark. Just put it to the point where you can actually see the enemies pretty clearly. Wireless controller is Combat Pro. This is probably the best setting to use. I used to use Quick Builder before Combat Pro existed. That was the second best, but I'd really recommend Combat Pro because that's just the best to have right now. You can click L1 and R1 to switch between your guns, and it's very useful. Alright, so that's about it. See you guys in the next one.
Mistakes really builds up greatness. Tido sending me beats like bake this. Dreaming high up, feeling so weightless. For now, let all the music vibe. Got the best fans and they all worldwide. See you all soon and we'll have a good time. Give you all the happy feels and